Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Mind the Moment's Thursday morning gathering, brought to you by Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare and Tufts Health Plan. This is a place where we invite experienced mindfulness instructors to speak with us about what mindfulness means to them and to discuss as a community how we can incorporate these practices into our daily lives. I'm Suzanne Rowe Palacino. So happy to be here this morning, as always on Thursdays, and to welcome Tara Healey, founder and director of Harvard Pilgrim Healthcare's mindfulness program. Good morning, Tara.
Good morning, Suzanne. Good morning, everyone. Nice to see folks joining.
Yeah, nice to be with everyone here this morning. And I know we have a somewhat of a quiet week, and that's okay. We are happy to be here. And if anybody's new, a special welcome to you as well. So today, Tara will start us off with a question for the group and share some words with us and lead us in a guided meditation practice. It'll be about 12 minutes. And after that, we'll have some time for a little discussion through the chat. So if you can open up the chat at the bottom of your screen and click on the blue drop-down menu that says hosts and panelists. And you could just hit everyone on that just to see everyone's comments coming in. And Tara,
Yes.
For a question for the group this morning.
Yeah, so, as you said, it tends to be a quiet week. It's a holiday week, and we're just kind of coming off a holiday. And I would love to just hear what over the holiday, I imagine people had a whole variety of different.
You froze a little bit there, Tara. Well, I know her question, so I will go ahead and add that in. The computer gremlins. So what Tara was mentioning is folks have had a lot of, oh, there you are.
All right, so I'm getting a message that my internet is unstable. So if anything happens and I'm cut off, you are all in good hands with Suzanne. But my question is, how did you use your practice over the holiday weekend? What were the ways that your practice showed up to support you, to heighten the joy that you might have been experiencing, or to lessen resistance to something that might have been happening that you wish wasn't happening? But what were the ways that your practice supported you over the holiday? And Suzanne, as always, we'll start with you.
Yeah, so I had a party to go to that I go to every year on Cape Cod. It's usually on Saturday. And it turns out that the weather was not going to cooperate, so we had to switch that over to Sunday. And I was grateful that we didn't have any plans on Sunday so that we could do that. So, just a little bit of flexibility and gratitude that the weather on Sunday was beautiful and the party without a hitch. So it was lovely.
Good. Yeah. Well, interestingly enough, I would say for me, flexibility was also in the mix. That I was a participant in a course over a 5-day period that went over the weekend, and the expectations of what it would be were actually a little bit different than what it was. And so there, I think one of the first things that can arise often is resistance, disappointment. And then when you can actually see that this is the way it's going to go, adding more resistance to something you don't want is just like doubles the impact of the difficulty. So yeah, I mean, quite honestly, once I sort of got through the initial disappointment and settled in, I loved it. I had a great experience. So the practice, I think, helps you see that kind of trigger. Ah, it's not what I thought it was. Okay. And yeah, then the settling in, it was really good.
True. So true.
Yeah.
So try to be more present with family. Yeah. A long weekend. I think a long weekend helps with that too. We have a little bit more time to settle. But understanding. Staying present in the current moment of joy and not planning for the next event. Yeah, that's a process. That's something that we have to practice. Someone, Loretta was saying she attending a festival with her daughters. Focused and enjoyed togetherness. Oh, savoring the moment. That sounds lovely. And then a family cookout on Sunday. Monday we had a swim in the pool and then had a mindfulness session while drying off. Yeah. And declutter. Yeah. I also I did some of that myself on the 4th. We power washed our garage, which is very exciting. So it looks like we lost Tara. Hopefully she might come back in, but oh, here she comes. Dealing with social anxiety. Yeah, I spoke with someone this weekend who was dealing with the same thing. Yeah, when we start to come back together, we do, that can be triggering for us when we haven't been around, been around big crowds. So understandable.
I'm back. I'm just, just seeing this comment. And that is something that I've been hearing a lot.
Yeah. So I think we have to use our mindfulness practice this morning with Tara. Yeah. No, I totally understand that social anxiety. And we have to just be kind to ourselves during those times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Definitely. So anyway, let's go ahead and start. I feel a little worried. I don't know why. I've been checking my connection. Everything seems good, but let's see what happens in practice. So I'll start as I usually do by just having us kind of check in with our body and notice various physical sensations, including the points of contact with the body and the surface that we're on. And we'll land on an anchor, and that anchor could be different for any of you. The breath is often a really good one, but it doesn't have to be breath. So when you breathe, what I'm going to really encourage is, where do you feel the physical sensations as opposed to thinking about the breath? But like, where do you physically feel this inhalation and exhalation most prominently in your body? Could be nostrils, could be up here, could be belly, could be someplace else. But it's really where do you feel the physical sensation? You can also use sound, of course, in the room or outside of the room that you're in. So you just kind of open the field and receptive hearing sound. And you could use a different body sensation to be an anchor. You could take the palms of your hands and rest them on your thighs, or perhaps the back of the body in that point of contact. If that feels like it's going to be a good anchor for you, you can use that. So let's go ahead and get started. So sitting or standing in a way that feels comfortable and easy and engaged. So you want to hold yourself in a way that is upright, with a spine that is straight but not stiff. The eyes can be open or closed, and if you decide to keep the eyes open, just gaze downward a little bit. And everybody on your own, take 2 deep breaths. Make that exhalation a little bit longer than the inhalation to help stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system. So go ahead and do a couple deep breaths. And on that final exhalation, really surrender your weight into the support of the surface that you're on. So whether you're standing and noticing the points of contact with the soles of the feet and the floor, or sitting and along the back of the body, just really dropping your weight into the support of the earth and holding the body so that the spine is upright and the rest of the body, the torso, is softened around the spine that is holding us upright. And taking a moment to just have whole body awareness. So notice how the body is from your activity so far this morning. What are the physical sensations that you're aware of? And check the attitude in your mind. Is it one of receptivity and openness, regardless of if the experience is pleasant or unpleasant? And see if you can maintain that kind of open, receptive attitude. And taking a moment to notice sound, so expand outward to include the room, sound in the room or sound outside of the room. And again, just simply receiving, engaging, hearing. And allowing sound to remain in the background, beginning to bring attention, awareness back inward to the whole body. And let's start at the very top of the head and move us, kind of sweep our attention through the body and just simply notice sensation or lack of sensation. So starting at the top of the head, coming down over the sides and the back of the head, and moving awareness to the face, so the eyes and the nose, the jaw, the tongue, the mouth, and, softening the muscles of the face to the degree that you can. And bringing awareness down over the neck and shoulders, letting the shoulders hang heavy, yet notice how the spine is holding you upright. Sweeping awareness down over both arms, the upper elbows, forearms, and hands. The torso, front of the body, back of the body, internally. Just seeing what's there. Coming down now over the hips and thighs, the knees, the lower legs, and the feet. And seeing what's there, isolating this part of the body with a receptive, curious, open attitude to whatever is happening. Pleasant or unpleasant, or even neutral. Neither unpleasant nor pleasant. And let's go ahead and move to an anchor. So breath sensation, or another body sensation, or sound. So taking a moment to see what might best serve you this morning. Remember, we're not trying to stop thought, not trying to. Thoughts are going to come and go whether we intentionally want them to stop or not. And that's just normal. It's happening for all of us. You're just simply seeing that when a thought has slipped in unnoticed and is noticed, thinking, soften the body, and return to whatever you're using to anchor attention. It could be the inhalation, the exhalation, wherever in the body it's most pronounced. Or you could have more of an open awareness receiving sound. And similar to last week, I'm going to give us a fairly long stretch of no comment. So each time you see that a thought has slipped in, soft mental note thinking, not a problem, soften the body, return to whatever you're using to help anchor attention. And noticing where the mind is. And as thoughts slip in, often we don't notice them for a while, and that's okay. Releasing and reconnecting with your anchor. And as we bring this meditation to a close, may we be peaceful and at ease. May our heart be soft and open. May we be safe and protected, and our bodies healthy and strong. And may the merit of our practice be for the benefit of all beings. So if your eyes were closed and as you feel ready, take a minute to open your eyes and maybe take a little bit of a stretch, reorient to your space, to the room that you're in. And yeah, so that was about 12 minutes. And again, with more kind of like last week, we're doing just longer periods of silence without me interjecting anything. Yeah, so thoughts, comments, questions?
It was interesting how you were mentioning about the sounds, and I was noticing some of the sounds. I have the windows open just because trying to get some natural air in our space. And I was noticing there were some sounds that I was like, I don't want to listen to those sounds. And I ended up finding bird sounds that were really very pleasant. So we're still always kind of, I found that I was, judging the sounds a little bit, but I found something I was happy to land on.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, it's all, it's all good. It's good to see. It's good to see all of it. And I was wondering if the birds are so loud here. All my windows are up. And I don't know if if any of you on the call could hear it, but they've settled right now. They're settled, but it got really, really loud. So it is, just interesting working with liking and not liking, and resistance, and how to just have, the practice really supports us in just having a little more balance with these things, a little bit more mental stability, so that we don't get so thrown off. And the other thing, the concept that I feel is so important in this practice is really understanding the nature of change, that everything that arises has a nature to morph and change. And the more that we understand that, the more that we have ease and kind of mental, emotional stability. I think, anybody on the street knows things change, but what this practice does is actually help us see it at a much more nuanced level over years. And yeah, so we see a couple comments that came in. Talkative blue jay, yes. So people could hear the birds. You could hear the birds. It was very loud.
That's loud.
I thought they were pet birds. No, there was a whole kind of meeting happening out here.
They had a lot to, they were guiding. I think they felt like since you were quiet, it was their turn to guide.
Yes, they were guiding. Anybody else have any kind of comments or thoughts or questions about practice? Anything related to resistance? This past week, I was with friends. We were talking about how the idea that things change is kind of a bummer when things are going really, really well and we're in a good space, and but that the practice also can heighten those moments of joy because the precious nature of them. children grow up and they leave the home and they start their own lives. And, like there's so many aspects to change. And um, yeah, that the preciousness of life can be heightened and feel more precious and joyful, even though we know, or as we know, that things are always changing. And certainly when things are unpleasant or difficult or challenging, resting in this idea of change is really helpful, because no difficult emotion or thought or body pain will be there forever. It's just a law of the universe. And you can test all of these things for yourself all the time through this practice.
Mhm. Yeah. We spoke a little bit about that yesterday in our session. We were talking about equanimity, and that there's a balance between, we were bringing up the four pairs,
Mhm.
the
Yes, pleasure and pain and the whole, yeah,
there's a balance in nature of all of these things. So
yeah, yeah, definitely. That's what I had it. Oh, yeah, that's great, Julie. Yes.
yeah,
So, yeah, we can also get inspired and practice, a reminder, a thought, an idea that we can then act on. Yeah.
yeah, and yeah, definitely have a sense of gratitude for this group as well. So we're very happy
Yes.
to have you here with us this morning. And
Yeah. Thanks everybody for joining, and have a wonderful rest of the week and weekend. And I'll see you next Thursday.
it's nice to have a short week and enjoy the next day or
Yeah.
so. And we'll have Jackie Johnson here on Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Nice to
Yeah.
see everybody this morning.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
See you soon. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.